Sharing with you in this video 3 ways to make anything that's difficult extremely easy. And so if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video. And so the first thing that I want to share with you in this video in terms of how to actually do this is to remove what is making it hard to begin with. Whether this be an action that you're taking or a habit that you're doing or a limiting belief, like whatever is making that thing hard, you need to ask yourself, what can you remove from your life to just make it easy? Because I know for a fact there's a couple things that you're probably doing, whether you've done this in the past or whether this applies to something that you're already doing right now. Every single time when we look at something and we say like, oh, this feels really hard to do, or like there's a lot of resistance, it's usually something that you know that you need to do to get to the next level. It's like that boring thing, that thing that like you feel is boring and hard and like difficult to do. If you just remove a couple of things from your life and you have a strong enough boundary to say no to certain things, what you'll find is that it just becomes very easy. You automatically have the space in order to do what you want. And that's the thing, right? That a lot of people can't create what they want because they lack the space. And to get more space, to have this feeling that you have more breathing room and more space to do what you love, you have to cut out what's making it hard to begin with, what's making it difficult. I'm willing to bet that if there's anything in your life that feels hard right now or has ever felt hard for you, that's like you perceive this thing as like a difficult thing to do, if you just cut out a few things here and there, what you'll find is that it becomes very, very easy. And so secondly, what I want to share with you is using pain to drive success. That's going to be a critical aspect of how to make anything that you perceive as difficult extremely easy. Because here's the thing, life is going to bring you pain. Life, inevitably so, is going to bring you a situation that maybe has a lot of pain involved. It might even be pain that has nothing to do with anything that you're doing. It might have a lot to do with what you're doing. Maybe you're adding a lot of pain to the situation and you won't even admit it to yourself at that moment, but maybe later in hindsight, you'll see what you're doing. Whatever kind of pain it is, whether it's self-inflicted pain, I would say that a large majority of our pain is not to do with external stuff. It's stuff that we're doing to ourselves because of our own mental state and the way that we're thinking about a situation. However, though, whether it's genuinely something that's from the outside or whether it's you, we have to program ourselves to use that pain to succeed. Anything that I've ever created in my life that got me to where I'm at today, to the success that I believe I have today, which is getting external things, of course, that's part of it, but also that feeling of success where I trust and I know what I need on a day-to-day basis. I know the habits and the actions that I have to do and that I want to do in order to feel how I want to feel. This is something that I actually use to my advantage now, because what I understand is that when I feel pain, that's an opportunity to drive even closer towards my vision and what I want. And I'm telling you, like looking back at all the negative experiences that I've ever had in those moments, what got me through those experiences was not only just being present. It wasn't just being present. Being present is a big part of it. Like I would invite and encourage everybody to connect back to their spiritual truth, to connect back to who they truly are at the most fundamental level, at the most spiritual level, like connecting back to their essence. But also, what you want to do is hold a vision for something greater that you want to become. That's a big part of it that I think people forget. Like, if you don't know what you want, you're still gonna get that in your life. Whatever you don't know. Like, if you don't know where you're going, if you don't know what you're creating, if you're believing that you're in a state where you have to look for answers, you'll continue to be that person that's looking for answers. Eventually, you have to decide that there's no more looking for answers. You are the answer. You decide the answer. You are the answer through action, through intention, through deciding who you want to be in this present moment right now. And there's no right or wrong decision to make. You just make a decision to be who you want to be, and then you deal with the consequences. You deal with the aftermath. That's what develops wisdom. Wisdom is not about perfectionism or perfecting every little thing in your life. It's about taking action and figuring it out. And oftentimes, that is what is going to get you through a painful situation, through a difficult situation, is understanding that pain is inevitable. So why not use it for success? Use it to be something. When I'm talking about success, I'm not only talking about getting something externally. I'm also talking about simply the feeling of being aligned with your greater vision and what that vision is for you. And so lastly, the final thing that I want to share with you in this video, in terms of the third way to make anything that's difficult extremely easy, is to have an understanding that what we have to practice, and this is a daily and moment-to-moment practice. This is not even something that I recommend that you practice like 20 minutes per day, like in a meditation posture. I would scratch that completely. I mean, I don't want to say completely, but to kind of like make this point head as strong as I can. Instead, what I want to invite and encourage, not to say that that's bad, and that if you want to do that and that resonates for you, to incorporate that as a part of your daily routine, then 100% do it, and so be it. But as well, what I would invite and encourage you to do on top of that, if you want, is also to be greater than your emotions. And so what that really means is, on a moment-to-moment basis, remembering and practicing that you are not your emotions. And so this is for both positive and negative, because people think that like they should just practice this like maybe 20 minutes per day, or only when negative situations happen, or like only for positive things happening. It's like, no, actually, this is a moment-to-moment practice. Every single moment. The question is, like, if we're talking like straight to the point, if you care about your spirituality, if you care about your growth, if you care about your development, there's pretty much two states of consciousness that you can be in, ultimately speaking. Either you're aware of being, or you're not. And you can definitely kind of be like in a hybrid in the middle, where you're like kind of going back and forth between being, holding a self-centeredness towards your being, forgetting, maybe getting lost. You could call it getting lost. Like, I don't really know what better way to say it other than like you're spiritually could be lost temporarily. You lose yourself, who you truly are, as beingness in something externally that you believe is more important than that. Interesting enough, it's like when you look at that in hindsight, it's like, what could be more important than your spiritual sovereignty? Like, we always want money, we want the relationship, we want the success, like we want all of these things, but it's just like, seriously, like, let's just get to the bottom of what is true in reality. What could be more important than your spiritual sovereignty? Because at the end of the day, people think that money is the highest currency. I would say that attention is the highest currency. And when I'm talking about attention, I'm not talking about manipulating other people's attention for your benefit. Like, definitely, like, that's one path you can take, but a different path that I would invite and encourage you to take is mastering your attention for your own benefit, so you can be happy, not to control other people's attention. This is not about manipulating or controlling other people's attention. The path that I'm inviting you to follow by watching these videos, and watching this video in particular, is to take the path of caring about where your attention is going. Like, don't you think that it's a problem if your attention, your focus is going wherever it wants to go? Like, you can't even maintain attention and focus on where you want it to go just for some time. I'm saying keep your attention and focus on beingness itself. Be conscious, not just at a mental level, at a consciousness level, that you are greater than your emotions. And if you understand this, you can take this into your day-to-day actions. And I strongly believe that that right there is going to be what is going to help you to detach from the negative situation and understand that you are not that difficult situation. You are who you say you are. You are not the feeling of, I don't feel like doing this. You can replace that with immediate action towards what you want. Because who are you? You are the person that you say that you are. Not this feeling of I don't feel like it, or I don't want to, or I'm too comfortable right now. It's like, okay, all of that is just feeling and emotion and thought energy, and feelings and emotions that are out of alignment with who you want to be. So if you know that there's a way to be that is in alignment with who you want, it's almost like you can snap yourself out of the haze of not wanting to do something and then just do it. And then you'll find that typically you feel a lot better after